In a relationship, there comes a time when you ask a question that makes you wonder, could the woman be right for me? Be the one who is meant to walk life's path with you until the end? Real connections that last need to be based on understanding, respect, and two people love each other deeply. But it's not always easy to check to see if that woman TR is really the loyal partner you're looking for today. Here are 10 good qualities about women that, when looked at from a Stoic point of view, will help you decide if you're not sure if the person next to you is the right person to hold your hand through all of life's ups and downs until the end. If these traits describe the person next to you, congrats, and don't let her go. To help us out, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a message if you feel like it. If you want to share your story and make the conversation more interesting, wise, let's jump right in. Number 1, she is first number. It's a simple truth that many of us are first drawn to when it's mentally challenging. We can judge someone by what we see on the outside, and there's no shame in that. After all, it's hard to notice someone's bright personality or witty wit from across a busy room, and yes, a lot of, at first, physical attraction is what sparks those first links, those first sparks. Now, let's really think about what keeps a relationship going strong after the first spark. Let's look at a few examples. Let's say you just met someone who is beautiful, and that first impression. When your physical love is strong, you start to spend more time with each other. It's fun to go for walks, watch movies, and maybe cook together, but after a while you can see that your talks aren't going very deep. They talk about the weather and their plans for the weekend, but they don't really get into anything else. You feel like something is missing? Now imagine that you meet someone who might not catch your eye like a lightning bolt from across the room, but the more you talk, the more you want to know more about. They push you to think and share different points of view that make your talks are deep and open to new ideas. They touch on, when you talk about things that are important to both of you, you start to feel like this bond is a lot stronger. One important idea in Stoicism is that sexual attraction is a normal part of human life. In relationships, it's the mental and emotional link that really makes it work. Meeting someone is the key to a long-term relationship. Who can push you, help you grow, and share the deep, meaningful talks that make life more interesting. In these connections, we can find the start of a friendship that's more than just passing the time together, but about making each other's lives better. So if you find a woman who captures your mind and heart, someone who stimulates your mind and has deep conversations with you and values that relationship in the grand, these are the relationships that will last through the years, getting stronger and more satisfying over time. As the years go by, remember that the most beautiful things about a person are often those that work hard and take time to find number 2 no to compromises. Let's say you and your partner are sailing along the sea without any problems. Of love. When the weather is nice, it's easy to stay committed and happy. The water is calm, but we all know that life isn't always easy. Storms come when waves hit. You may find yourself arguing or facing. It's normal to face problems with someone. It's part of living a life. With someone else is the key to getting through these rough waters. Stoicism shows us how important it is to deal with things we can't change, concentrating on what we can change about our acts and our readiness to meet. Remember that a relationship is like a team building a life together. Imagine a situation in which you and your partner are at odds with each other. If you and your partner disagree on something important, it could be as easy as picking out a movie to watch or as complicated as deciding now is the time to decide if you want to move to a new place to find work. Where collaboration is the key to success, it's the act of finding that. The fact that you can both agree on a middle ground shows how strong and healthy your bonds are. In a partnership, giving in doesn't mean losing. It means working together to find a solution. That takes into account both partners' wants and needs, science and relationship. Experts agree with this somber view, saying that those who are ready to step up, people who talk to each other honestly and make the necessary changes, are more likely to have long-lasting and satisfying relationships. Relationships? So if you're lucky enough to have someone who's ready to stick with you through the tough times, who is ready to give in and find a middle ground. Love them. In a people often feel lucky to have a partner who sees how important we are, compared to me. Remember that the goal is not to avoid storms, but to learn how to deal with them. That's how to sail your ship through calm and rough water together. The heart of a strong, long-lasting relationship, so if she's willing to give in, know her not only as a keeper, but also as a real partner in the voyage of life. Number 3. She is reliable, which means that the person the third this morning, is the same person you met and fell in love with at first. There haven't been any big changes in their personality that make you wonder who you'll be working with on any given day. To get a better idea, let's put consistency next to its exact opposite: volatility. For example, think of someone whose feelings and responses are as random as spring weather. One minute it's sunny and breezy, and the next it's stormy and uncertain. It can be hard to handle a friendship that changes all the time, isn't it? It's like walking on eggshells all the time because you don't know which version of them you'll run into. Stoicism shows us how important it is to be fair and consistent with our partner. Think of some of the Stoic people to see how this virtue shows up in their actions. From history, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epicus, they were consistent in their words and deeds that pushed for a good, peaceful, and stable life of mind. These are the traits that, when shown in a relationship, can lead to a deep and meaningful bond. It's not enough to just stay away from the unpredictable feelings. It's about building a friendship based on trust, respect, and what you understand are standards, not variables. So if you have a partner who lives up to this Stoic ideal of stability, you should feel lucky. Being consistent doesn't mean being boring, which is a rare and important trait, or safe in a way that stops growth or joy. Instead, it's about being trustworthy, means building a strong base from which you can both grow, both separately and together. Telling someone that no matter what life throws at them, they will be there for you stays the same in a world that is always changing. Let's remember this style. The first thrills and joys of romance don't last long, but the quiet bonds last a long time if both people are strong and consistent. If they're always there for you, the calm in the storm and the sure thing when you doubt, then you've found something truly special. Don't take it for granted. In the spirit of Stoicism, love and care for it. This level of regularity is a surefire way to a happy and healthy life. In relationship number 4, she doesn't hold regrets. Forgiveness is the foundation of all relationships. Number 4. The ties that are most likely to last. Why is this? It's because as people, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we hurt the people nearest to us without meaning to. That's when the power of forgiveness shines through. Comes to light. Think of a time when a friend did you wrong. Now that you've remembered an important event or said something hurtful, think about how, when they asked for your forgiveness, it seemed like they were truly sorry. When you chose to forgive, didn't the weight of the world lift off your shoulders? Letting go of what you know and moving on makes your bond stronger. Stronger Stoicism teaches us that our feelings change over time and that how important it is to accept what we can't change and take control of what we can. If your partner does something that hurts you, remember that you can. When you forgive someone, you don't forget or excuse their mistake. Getting to know it, learning from it, and deciding to let go of the weight of Stoics think that anger is what makes us grow, both individually and as a group. So if you know someone who doesn't hold on to past wrongs and thinks forgiveness is a good thing, help them get to know each other better and build a deeper friendship, because we live in a world that often praises holding on to pain as a way to grow. To be truly brave and wise, deciding to forgive is the strongest thing you can do. A sign of how strong your relationship is, and a principle that can help you get through the ups and downs that are bound to happen. Stoicism and forgiveness are both ways of dealing with the ups and downs of life. The strength that can be found in weakness, the power of resilience, and the importance of let's move forward together. So love the people who stand for these ideals, because they are the people who will walk with you through the best and worst times, shedding light on the way. As a fifth sign of understanding and acceptance, she holds fifth number value the same things as you do when it comes to relationships, especially loved ones. The role of it's impossible to say enough about how important shared ideals are. Interested in someone because they make you laugh, share your hobbies, and every moment being with them is like being in a fairy tale. But as time goes on, you can see there's a big difference between your core values. Maybe you really they care about being responsible with money and making plans for the future, but they also like to live in the present moment, which makes you spend money without thinking about it. Or maybe you hold a strong belief in personal growth and self-improvement, but they're happy with the way things are and aren't interested in changing anything. Stoicism teaches us that while people look beyond their current horizon, things to do and hobbies that people share are great. They're like the way waves look on the ocean, shallow. The real depth of a relationship lies in how well your core ideals match up with each other's. Are important to you? It's like sailing on the sea to get to you and your friend need to use the same stars to get to your goal together. Why is this alignment so important? Things will go wrong, arguments will happen, and trials will happen because life is unpredictable. But if you and your partner share the same core values, you have a strong foundation to stand on when life gets rough. You'll go into disagreements with a clear idea and a common goal of getting a fix. Doesn't mean agreeing on everything. It means agreeing on what really you both care about this person. So if you find someone who makes you happy, but they also share the same beliefs, value that connection. It's rare and important to remember that it's not the number of similar hobbies or the intensity of, it's not just the original spark of attraction that will keep a relationship going for decades. It's also a deep-seated match in how you see the world and value each other and the world. Finally, let's take a moment to think about our ideals and how they affect our relationships by getting to know. When our core values are in line, we not only respect the quote way of life, virtues, but also build relationships that last, are important, and go deep. Let's make the most of our lives by following our ideals like the stars in the sky, to real relationships and long-lasting happiness. Number 6. She backs your sixth number. She sets her own goals and works toward them. As we go through life, we often look for a friend whose company not only makes us feel better, but also inspires us. To grow and reach new heights is an idea that goes back to the Stoic philosophy tells us how important it is to be able to take care of ourselves, being strong and trying to be good. Imagine having someone in your life who lives by these values and stands strong next to you, not behind you. This is the heart of a partnership. Two people push each other toward personal and shared goals. Goals. A strong partner doesn't depend on you for their own happiness or feeling of self-worth. Instead, they are driven by their own interests and hobbies, so they don't need your help. Constant approval to feel like they're doing the right thing because they see worth in their own accomplishments and character. In current language, picture a partner who motivates you to follow your dreams. They might be pushing you to take that painting class you've always wanted to or start an exercise plan. Along the way, they show you what's possible instead of forcing you to change. They might be training for a marathon, not to do anything that could make it doable. They are determined and committed, but because they care about health and discipline, they inspire you. You need to be the best version of yourself in order to take on obstacles and grow. You won't lose sight of who you are in this type of relationship, where both people support each other's goals, while also working toward their own. Extremely helpful if you're lucky enough to have someone in your life who wants you to grow as a person. Remember that a partner needs to love and care for that partnership. That person is strong and independent and doesn't need your approval or happiness to be happy, but they choose to share their people who want to live a Stoic life should hold on to a person like you. A friendship that not only stands the test of time but also guides both. Seventh, she is kind and helps people live a better, more fulfilling life. Seventh number. Empathy. Picture yourself going through a hard time. This is something we all do. It could be a job loss, a personal failure, or just a Stoicism shows us how important it is to have someone by our side when we're having a bad day. Someone who still believes in us even when we start to question ourselves. Come on, when was the last time someone stood by you and let you lean on them without judging you? That's the kind of help that makes the darkest roads bright. Read the story of Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor and a serene thinker despite his power. Status. He wrote a lot about how important it is to understand and care about others. In his personal, he knew that life was full of problems and that having a partner who understood would help him deal with them. Burden without giving up in hopelessness was very helpful. Now think about the people in your life who have these traits. It could be your girlfriend who's always there for you. She's the one who is there to listen and give support without judging. Someone who gets both your words and your quiet and is always there for you when things get tough, and whose kindness and care make you feel better. Stoicism tells us to value and grow these things even on the worst days. In partnerships, it tells us that being kind, supportive, and encouraging to our partners is key. Isn't just nice to have, it's necessary for building a happy, successful life. Of love in a world that can seem cold and uncaring at times. Finding someone who is kind and caring is like finding gold, so this is a shout out to the amazing people in our lives who remind us of how strong and beautiful family is. If your partner or someone else in your life always shows you this much love and understanding, know that don't forget how valuable what you have is. Enjoy it and take care of it. And most importantly, return the favor. As the Stoics would say, give love without expecting anything in return. This is the best way to accept love. With all of its risks and difficulties, life is made infinitely richer and more bearable with the right person by our side. Let's remember to value and hold on to kindness. Remember the kindness and understanding they bring into our lives in the grand life's tapestry. These are the threads that hold the most value. Number 8. She accepts your flaws. Now imagine this situation. 8th number. Some people may feel like this sounds too much like their relationship, where they're constantly being criticized. Coming your way, maybe it's about how you dress, the jokes you tell, or even, it must be tiring to think about something as small as how you chew your food. When one partner constantly makes the other feel bad about themselves, unaccepted, or just not good enough miss a key part of what makes human relationships possible, caring and focused on progress. But this is where the Stoic view shines. You should want to grow and be the best version of yourself because of your partner, but this support should come from a good place and make you feel better. Stoicism teaches us that things should lift you up instead of bringing you down. On our own actions and feelings, it's not about ignoring flaws it's not about us or other people, but about accepting them and working together to improving something without judging or disliking it and using this to a love. You'll be happier in a relationship if your partner sees the good in you even when they know you have flaws. That's precious about you. It shows that you're a grown parent. Your partner doesn't make you feel small or unimportant because of the little things that help you feel better and encourage you to get better, not by criticizing you, but by understanding and acceptance in a world that wants everything to be perfect and is quick to point out flaws. People who accept you just the way you are rare and beautiful. Stoics believe that we should focus on what's important: our character, our deeds, And when we treat each other, we have to accept the things about each other that we can't change and work on the things that we can. If we're lucky enough to have someone on our side, someone who really gets you and accepts you, flaws and all, and who, if they inspire you to grow in a healthy and good way, make sure you keep them. Close, they're living by a principle that's not only tough, but also deeply the power of love and acceptance in a person. This is the type of partner who will be there for you through the ups and downs of life and help you become the best version of yourself, not by drawing attention to all of your flaws, but by loving you no matter what. In the journey of life, she works hard on the bond with the same number 9. Ninth number. It's an obvious fact, especially when it comes to long-term relationships, that the excitement and spark that started it all can sometimes fade. Process. Like how even the most beautiful flower has to go through. Though we can change the seasons, though, just like the Stoics said, we could. They say that the EB and emotional flow shouldn't control the health, and when your partner, let's talk about when she takes the lead, in this case, takes the small acts of love and kindness to keep the relationship alive. It shows how much she cares about the relationship. And believe in the tie you share. These actions may seem small, but they show love. Leave on the fridge, she'll listen carefully after a long day, or even make your favorite meal on a whim, but they have a big effect. They remind us of how dedicated she is, ready to do what they can to make the relationship happy and last, yes. People who embody rare are the Stoic traits that consistently try to revive that spark that drew you to them in the first place. In this view, their rarity doesn't put them on a tower. Instead, it draws attention to them. The value of mutual respect and understanding, and the need to work hard to keep the relationship you've built. If you know someone who embodies these traits, bring them together. As a Stoic, you should make every day count by giving and receiving gifts, a chance to show how much you care and build a relationship that will last through the years. Test. If you take this method, you're not just trying to keep the romance alive. Being alive means you follow the Stoic ideals of gratitude, duty, and the search for virtue in every part of your life. This way of thinking about life, including love, doesn't just keep the relationship going. It makes it better and makes sure that both of you grow together, strengthened by mutual respect. Love and the journey you're on together through life's ups and downs. 10. Downs. She is honest and real. Imagine you're dating someone. 10th number. Where a little voice tells you something every time your partner talks to you. Does that sound like the truth? If so, think about how tiring that would be all the time. You're guessing and never feeling safe. Now, let's change the picture. You know where you stand with someone when they tell you the truth, even when it's hard. Trust that's as strong as oak. Think about simple things you do every day. Having a hard time deciding whether to buy that pricey gadget you've been eyeing. An honest partner might help you stick to your budget and weigh the pros and cons, not just support you. Buy something you might later regret. It's about having someone on your side who wants what's best for you. Let's say you're about to post something online because it's fun or because you feel like it. An honest partner would kindly tell you to calm down and think about it again if you really want to. Please share that post. They are not being critical or bossy. They are just looking out for you. Stoicism wasn't just about getting through hard times with no feelings of guilt. It could also help you avoid problems. It was a complaint that made me realize how important our thoughts and actions are in the setting of having a partner who helps you. See, the bigger picture is more important than having someone tell you what to do. You want to hear to keep the peace. Being honest like this helps you grow. This way of dealing with relationships comes from seeing life with a better, more grounded view. Stoicism is about being brave and honest in the face of truth. It's not about never making a mistake, but about having a person who helps you face the truth. Even when things get tough, this builds a relationship that not only lasts, but get stronger over time. To end our talk today with respect and understanding, it's clear that in the end, every man has a very different idea of what makes a good partner, has their own unique list of things they won't do and things they want to achieve. Even though these lists are different, there seems to be a common link to the traits we talked about in this video are fascinating, isn't it? At the end of the day, some virtues and beliefs will always be appealing. Now it's your turn. How do you feel? There's an important point we missed, or maybe you have a personal story you'd love to share in the comments. The space below is an empty surface where you can write whatever you want. Plus, if our journey today touched you, why not spread the word, a single, "You're more helpful than you think," by giving this movie a thumbs up. Sharing it could start important conversations between, our goal is to build a community, and you play a key part in that. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to become a part of our growing family. By turning on the warning bell, you can make sure you never miss out on our newest explorations. Also, we've put together a huge library of information that's just waiting to be found. So go ahead and dive in. Let's keep asking questions. We're going to learn and grow together. Thanks for being here today. We really value all the support and friendship our viewers have shown towards our videos. Spread the love and strength of Stoic thought to make the Stoic legend community stronger and bigger. We also have a list of selected videos at the bottom of the screen. Similar subject? If you're interested, you can watch them and let us know what you think about these videos. Until next time, keep looking, keep asking, and most of all, keep taking part.